Hi everyone, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and I have a Wishing You Joy card to share. Now I have a couple of new stencils from A Colorful Life Designs. I have the St. Patty's Heart as well as Clover Trellis. These are two of many new stencils from the February release at A Colorful Life Designs. Here's a photo of the finished card to show you the direction that we're headed, but it came together very quickly and it was fun to use these two new stencils. So this first one up is Clover Trellis. Now this one obviously has some reference to St. Patrick's Day. However, I feel like the design could be used completely unrelated. So especially once I stenciled this, I thought, this is pretty versatile. This could be for anything. So I wanted this to be a subtle background, so I'm just using some residual ink on both my green and my teal blending brushes because I wanted it to just be a little low key and just kind of be a nice background design on my art base. I am working on a US A2 size 4¼ by 5½ inches, and I am going to carry some of this trellis design onto the inside of the card as well, doing the same thing, just going a little bit more light-handed. Now I'm going to come in with the second St. Patty's Heart stencil, and I'm just working on another scrap piece of cardstock because I intend to cut this out. So again, I'm doing the same thing with residual ink on my green and teal blending brushes. However, I am pushing a little bit harder so that I get a little bit more saturation and color. Now you can see this gorgeous heart shape, but I wanted to go a step further. So I used this stitched heart die from Catherine Pooler. If it's still available, I'll link it in the video description box below with all of the other items that I used. But basically I'm just lining this up. It's a little bit smaller than the stencil, but it doesn't really matter because it's just going to cut out the perfect heart shape. So I'm going to use some mint tape to hold this down, and then I will run it through off screen through my die cutting machine to get this beautiful stitched edge heart. Now I decided to do some subtle ink blending just around the edges so that it's going to pop off even more from the background. You can see it's much more saturated in color now, and it stands out a lot better off of the background. I got a little smudge here, so I'm using my sand eraser. If you don't have one of these and you're a card maker, I highly recommend it. It's a game changer. So here I'm just using the left side of the heart on the left side of the inside of the card just to add kind of an interesting little design element and to continue that as well. Now I have this Concord and 9th stamp set. Now if you can believe it, in my massive collection of crafting supplies, I do not have any stamps related to St. Patrick's Day. I don't know how this is possible. It's possible I missed something, but I really don't think I do. And so then I was looking for something that said, like good luck or something with luck, related to the Irish or St. Patrick's Day, but I couldn't even find something like that. So I had to get a little creative, and I thought this stamp set worked well. This front stamp is going to say, "May you always find," and then on the inside I stamp "Joy" with that big scripty font. So this was my solution to not having any St. Patrick's Day sentiments whatsoever. As you can tell, I don't typically make those cards, but I really love these stencils and I wanted to have a play with them. So again, you can find unique ways to use it. You could tie it into luck rather than just St. Patrick's Day, or like that trellis one, you could use that just as a really pretty background, completely unrelated to St. Patrick's Day at all. So this was my way of just making it work despite not having that stamp. So just check your stash, see what you have. I'm sure you have something that you can use. I'm just using my Waffle Flowers grip mat inside of my Misty. It's awesome for holding down my card base so I don't have to necessarily rely on the magnets. And I am just stamping that "Joy" on the inside of the card a couple times with, I believe I have the Blackjack, which is like a pretty close, it's almost like a charcoal gray color from Catherine Pooler. And I'm just stamping that a few times just to get a nice even impression. Now I decided to pop up the heart, so I'm using this huge roll of 2-inch foam tape that I got from scrapbook.com, fiddling here a little bit. Another option would be, if you don't want to mess with foam pieces, you could just cut some fun foam out with that same heart die cut, and then you'll have even dimension all behind the card. But here I decided to just kind of tackle this huge, massive 2-inch roll of foam tape that I have, and pop this up on the center of the card, and I have that nice stamping on the bottom. Now to finish it, I'm just going to add a little bit of blingage. These are white sequins, just adding them. I'm adding them. I'm adding them in odd numbers, so 3 on the bottom, 2 on the top, with some liquid glue and my jewel picker tool, and that's basically going to finish the design. So be sure to check out the rest of the February release and use my coupon AmyFan10, and you'll save 10% on your complete order. There's loads of stencils, so there's some seasonal, some spring, fun geometric. It's a really nice mix. This month, Master Creator Bundle if you want to get the whole shebang at an even bigger discount, and I will link all that information below in the video description box. If you expand and scroll down, you'll find those details. But that's going to finish my card. So thank you so much for spending time with me. If you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.